Hi friends, happy Friday. Time for Friday Funday. Okay, I want to mention if you are watching the replay of this on YouTube, I'd like to invite you to join me on Fridays at 2 o'clock Pacific time over on my YouTube channel, my Facebook channel, which is Jana Stamps, and it's Janna, and Stamps like first and last name. That's not my last name, but you know what I mean. So that is my business page, and I would love to have you join me for our lives there. Hi Nancy, happy Friday. Thanks for joining me. Okay, I'm going to mention real quick that this is my host code for October. There is a place at checkout when you shop with me here. That's the address to my online store. And that little T doesn't want to stay down in there. There is a place when you check out to put that host code. So the only time you wouldn't use it is if you spent $150 or more. But other than that, be sure to use it. And when you shop with me and spend $50, I will send you a little gift the following month to thank you for shopping with me, because I appreciate it, along with a handmade card by me. Okay, so let me get this out of the way. You can also find that code when you do shop with me at the landing page. It'll be right there when you first get to my shopping site. When you scroll down a bit, you'll see that code there. So today I decided I wanted to do some Christmas tags using this fun set. Now this stamp set's been around for at least a couple of years, but I just got it. I don't know why I put it off, because I love Snowman stamps. And so finally I thought, you know what, I want that set. And it has a coordinating punch. So they're not bundled together any longer. You have to buy them separately. I think they're $18 a piece. The stamp set's $18 and the punch is $18, I believe. And so yeah, you can get both of them. And actually both of them work independently of the other. So you don't need the stamp set to create with the punch, because the punch punches out the snowman, it punches out arms, it punches out a hat, and it punches out a nose. So all you would have to do is just take a marker and put eyes and some little coal buttons down the front of him, and that's all you need. You don't actually have to stamp anything to use the punch, and you don't have to have the punch to use the stamp set, because you can always fussy cut out these designs. The only thing the punch cuts out is the snowman, these twig arms, and the hat. And then there's also that little carrot nose on there that you can use if you're not stamping. So this is a photopolymer stamp set, so it's clear, which makes it nice because you can see through to see where you're stamping and what you're doing. I don't know why my iPad, the comments go away. I mean, they're there and then they disappear. So I just have to keep touching it so they come back. I really like that it has a to from stamp in here, and I'm going to be using that. So the tags I'm making today are fairly what I would say quick and easy, or simple tags. You can get really fancy with Christmas tags, and I love all the wonderful tags that I see that have so much work put into them. But I know when presents get unwrapped at my house, they usually only look at the tag long enough to see who it goes to, and then the wrap and everything gets torn off and thrown aside. And so that's kind of what I'm making these tags for. They're cute and decorative enough, but they don't have, you know, a whole lot of time and energy put into them that you're going to feel bad when it gets picked up and thrown in the trash, if you know what I mean. So let me get started. I've got some pieces cut. You're going to want, if you want to make them the same size as mine, you're going to want 2 pieces of cardstock, one cut at 4¼ inches by 2, and I'm using a tag punch. I am using this Delightful Tag Topper. That's what this one is called. Delightful Tag Topper, and it's got a little bit of a fancy edge there. And there are also, I think, 2 other tag punches in the catalog, and most of them make tags that are 2 inches wide, 1½, and what's that one? 3/4? No, 1 inch. So 1 inch, 1½, and 2 inches wide. And then you can make them as long as you want. So I've got a piece that's 2 inches by 4¼ and then I have a piece that is 1½ by 4. Okay, so there is that. And then I've just got some scraps of white here to do my stamping. Oh, good, Nancy. I'm glad you got it. You will find this set in the annual catalog. If you're looking in a catalog or, you know, online, you can find it. So this is not one that's in the mini catalog. Like I said, this one's been around for a while. Okay, I'm going to use Memento Black. Hey, did you guys do anything for World Card Making Day? I've got a card to show you, if I can get a hold of it. Okay, so I went to an event that my upline Jo put on. She did a used stamp sale, and it just happened to be on World Card Making Day, so she had a card there that we could make if we wanted to. And of course I had to make one. But this is a really great card for using scraps. And you could use this card and put your little snowman on it if you don't have the deer punch. Now the deer builder punch is in the mini catalog, and I know it was on back order. I'm not sure if it's back in stock. I should have checked that out before I came online, but it may or may not be on back order right now, just to let you know. But yeah, look at all, it's just all strips. And so the strips are attached to a piece of white cardstock that was cut at 4 by 5¼ And so what you want to do is put your strips onto that cardstock, and before you attach it to your card front, if you need to trim off any edges that didn't quite line up or whatever, you can. But this is that gorgeous bedazzled paper that was one of the freebies during Celebration, but it adds just that right amount of sparkle for this card. I just think it's so cool because, you know, it really fancies up the card. And but this card is just so easy. I mean, on one of the strips, you just simply stamp your greeting, and other than the inside, that's what I put on the inside, and I used one of the extra strips to fancy up the inside a bit. You know, that's the only stamping, and then a punch. Of course, you could make a focal point, stamp a focal point, and put whatever you want on the front, but just to create that card with that gorgeous sparkle. So you could use any glitter paper or foil paper that you might have, along with, you know, mix and match all your other patterned Christmas papers. And what an easy and cool way to make a bunch of Christmas cards really quickly. Okay, so I wanted to show you that real quick. Back to the tags. So I've got the snowman mounted here, and let me see, I need to put, okay, I like to see how my things are positioned in the punch, so I know how to stamp my design. So I'm going to make 2 tags. I've got 4 that I made already, and they're all different colors. So I'm going to make 2 more today that are very different from the ones I already made color-wise. Isn't he so cute? He is such a happy snowman. All right, so there we go. 2 happy snowmen or snow women, however you want to make them. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of color on today using my Stampin' Write markers. So I've got Pool Party here, and like I said, I'm not doing anything too fancy. I'm just going to add a little bit of color here and there. And this will get lighter, so don't freak out that I'm putting all this blue on here. I always like to put blue as a shadow for snow. I don't know, I grew up, there's not a lot of snow anymore where I grew up, but the winters used to be lots of snow. And, you know, when it's fresh snow and you look over it, especially when it gets piled up, there's a blue that you see to it. So that's what I think of when I want to put highlights or shadows or whatever on snow. All right, so there is that. I guess I can put a little bit here under these. My dad used to plow I think he did it with his tractor because he didn't have a plow, but he would take the snow down our driveway and pile it into a big pile that I could sled on. And I probably have told this story before, but we had horses when I was growing up, and so I saw your face, Nancy. I loved it. I commented on it. Yeah, I gave Nancy's commenting on here that she showed her face in one of her Saturday morning makes videos a couple weeks ago because I was giving her a bad time about it. So she showed her face just for me. And I think she should show her face all the time. Okay, so anyway, he saddled up one of the horses, and I had one of those old-time sleds, the kind with the metal rungs on the bottom or whatever you call them. And he took me, was pulling me around the pasture with one of the horses, and I fell off, and he didn't know I fell off. And he just kept on going. There went my dad pulling the sled, but no Jana was on the sled. But that was fun. But yeah, it does not snow deep there like it used to when I was a kid, that's for sure. So, okay. I've given him an orange nose, some pink cheeks, and then I want to add just a tiny bit of gray. I'm going to use Smoky Slate, and I'm just going to fill in the highlighted areas here on I'm going to say that's coal. It could be rocks, who knows? Whatever his buttons are. All right, so I think I am done with that part of the snowman, so we can go ahead and punch him out. And the reason I cut my cardstock in strips here is because it does cut out all those other parts and pieces, and I don't like to waste my cardstock, so I just cut it in strips. It makes it easier. It still cuts out some stuff, but not a lot. Okay. And there are 2 of my twig arms already, so I don't have to cut. I only have to cut 1 more set of those. May as well just do that right now. There we go. So there's the 2 sets, and I can stamp right onto those. And then I just need 2 hats. Okay, so here is the little hat. And I'm gonna get a skinnier piece of cardstock for this. And this is going to go in like that. Maybe this is too skinny. I can always do it that way. Yeah, I'll do it that way. I think I need to ink up my black. Well, no, it's stamping really good. I probably just need to make sure I'm getting it inked up really well. There we go. It looks like it's got plenty of ink on it. All right. Yes, he is super cute. So cute. Okay. Now then, I am going to grab Real Red to color the berries. I don't know if this little, see right there, I don't know if that's part of the hat band or the berry, but in my mind, it's a berry. So I am coloring it red. But you can choose to make it part of the hat band, whatever. I think it looks like a berry. And I am going to use Garden Green for the leaves. There's that. And I am going to color the hat with basic gray. It makes it dark enough that it gives the illusion of the hat being black without totally, I just don't like making it that really dark black because it kind of takes away from the outlines of the band and the leaves and stuff, if you know what I mean. You guys, I've got overalls on today. We went shopping at Kohl's a couple of weeks ago. Maybe it's been 3 weeks ago. And I've been waiting and waiting for overalls to come back because CJ Banks or Christopher and Banks, I think CJ Banks is there used to be 2 separate stores, and one CJ Banks was for plus sizes and Christopher Banks was for regular sizes. And I think they were side by side in the mall that we always shopped at. And but they used to have the cutest overalls for women that had designs embroidered on the front. Like I had one that had a moose, one that had a bear, and I think I had a Christmas one with Santa or something. And then on the back, up in the top middle, I think it was, would have like some kind of coordinating design. Okay, so let's see. I am going to just, I think, put some stripes on this, not completely colored in red. Yeah, I'm just going to do it like that on one of them. But anyway, Kohl's had, these are just plain overalls. I mean, they don't have anything embroidered on them, but they're really comfortable, and I was so excited to get another pair of overalls. And yeah, I'm not a teenager, but I don't care. They're so cute. I love them. Okay, Smoky Slate. Let's see what this looks like. What do I want to do here? Maybe I will leave the band white on that one. I think I will. I'm going to leave the band white. It's striped. It looks cute. We're going to leave it at that. I'm coordinating with the tags is what I am doing. All right. So anyway, yeah, I put them on today. And I'm just a happy clam with them. That's what I am. Okay, 2 hats. All right, now let me bring the little sticks out here. And I need soft suede. And they give you 2 of these in the stamp set. And I thought there was a right and a left, but actually they're just the same. They're both exactly the same. So it doesn't matter, but there are 2 in there. Hi, Sue. Okay, I'm looking at the comments. Excuse me. Can these markers be used to go directly on the stamps? Yes. You can definitely color on your stamps with the Stampin' Write markers. And they work beautifully for that because they've got a brush tip. I love the tips on these because they have the brush tip and then they have the really fine tip on the other end. You can buy them in the color groups, or you can buy the whole big set, which is what I have here, that comes in this nice case. You get all the color families in there except for the new in colors. But you can buy the in colors in those sets too. So like so you'll get 1, 2, 3, you'll get 5 markers in the set of in colors if you want that. And then you also get a black one with the big set. So yes, you can most definitely color on your stamps with them. All right, so let me see if I'm coordinated enough. I managed to do this with the other ones, but I could also get right over the top of them. It's a little harder with this phone right in my face here to see what I'm doing. And yes, it's easier to just stamp first and then punch out, but since they were punching out along with the snowman, I figured I'd just go with it. No, I don't like that one too much. I'll just turn it over and do it again. Or maybe I can't. Maybe if I stand up, that'll be better. I still can't see it very good. Okay, there we go. 4 twig arms. Okay, I'm going to pull in my silicone mat. If you don't have one of these, this serves some really great purposes. One just being that you can glue things on it and then you can clean the glue off. But the other thing is these are wonderful to do reverse stamping on. So if you have a deer facing to the right and you want 2 deer, one facing to the right, one facing to the left, you just stamp the deer on to the silicone mat, flip it over, and put it down on your cardstock and rub, and it gives a great impression. It works so good for that. I've got reverse, they're just plain stamps is what they are, a piece of rubber on a wood block that are made for that, but you can't beat this because for one thing, you've got this much of a work surface to work with and it's easy to handle. So think about adding one to your order if you're in there and you don't already have one, because you'll be happy that you did. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the tips of these twigs and give these snowmen some arms here. Too cute. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the edge of this hat. And I like to make it go to the side a little bit. Let me grab a catalog, Nancy, and I will tell you. Okay, this is an old catalog, but I don't think the price has gone up on them. Okay, so in the small sets, they are $15. You get 10 markers. And that's if you buy them in the color families. Okay, where is the big full set? Oh, right here. So the whole full set is $123, and like I said, this was last year's catalog. My other one's out in the living room. I don't think the price has gone up on them. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. That gives you 40 colors plus the basic black, and so there's 41 markers in there. But if you wanted to just buy, a set or 2 at a time, then you can buy them by the color families at $15 each. Okay, so yeah, I think this is Yeah, this is the old catalog. All right. So there's that snowman, and let me put this guy together. I don't know what's easier, putting the glue on the twig or putting it just on the back of the snowman. It's a equal. All right, there is that. And let me just get him a hat. So cute. So cute. All right, I'm going to put just a little bit of Wink of Stella on the berries and the leaves. And the hat band. I know you can't see it, but it is sparkling it up. And when I go over red, I do like to dab it because red likes to bleed a little bit. And the other colors will too. So you always want to be careful when you are putting Wink of Stella on, especially on the brighter, darker colors. Okay, so those little guys are ready. Let's do some stamping and heat embossing. So I've got the snowflake stamp mounted up here, and I'm going to be using my Versamark watermark pad. Okay, where'd the comments go again? There we go. Thanks, Sue. Yeah, so the price didn't change. Okay. So now you're not going to be able to see this because it's a watermark, but I can barely see it. I'm just going to go over the edges, and I should have punched this first, but that's all right. I can emboss it and then punch it, but I will go ahead and punch my other one before I do this. So I'm just going around the edges because I'm going to be putting another layer on top, so I don't have to worry about putting a design in the middle. There we go. And let me get my white embossing powder here. Cute, huh? I love craft colored cardstock. So this is crumb cake that I'm using. So cute. All right, let me set this aside because I just want to do them both at the same time, but I want to go ahead and get this punched. There we go. So there is what that looks like. I love this tag topper punch. And now I'm going to do the same thing. I am just going to go around the edges. And I like to turn it around so it's not just a repeated design. So turn it this way and that way so you get a little bit of a different effect as you're going around the edges. And hopefully I'm not getting any overlapped too much. Okay, let's see how this one turns out. All right. So is anybody still doing Halloween stamping? I still am. But I just wanted to do something a little bit different today. I've been putting off Christmas stuff, but I couldn't help myself. I had to do a little something. All right, so let me get my heat gun. Hi, Shannon. Alrighty, we have snowflakes. I'm going to set that aside and just let it cool a little bit before I punch it. All right, so I can punch these. So again, these are cut at 1.5 inches wide. So they come out with just a little bit different look to the tops of them because you don't have the full width of the punch at the top, of course. Cute. Okay, so now here it is. It's like, what did I do with my snowflakes? All right. So now I'm going to use the white Stampin' pad. Now this is a pigment ink. Do you know what pigment ink is? So pigment ink is a thick and creamy ink. It's very slow drying, and a lot of times you need to heat set it, or you can emboss with it, but it's not like dye ink. So when you stamp with pigment ink, you need to be really careful because it stays wet for a lot longer. And in some cases, you know, it might not dry. So yeah, just give it a little zap with your heat tool if you're not sure. Okay, so I am going to ink up my stamp with this. And you also don't want to push down too hard with your stamp because it's a really squishy foam base. And if you squish too far, that ink is just going to make a big old mess. All right, so I am going to just stamp some snowflakes. Cute. I get so excited when I stamp. I mean, don't you guys? It's just fun. All right, let me bring in some scratch paper here. And I'm being careful because I don't want to smear that. I will heat set it when I'm done here. Okay, there's one. I just love that white on the black. That is so cute. And it's going to be equally as cute on the red. Okay, Nancy, let me read you the code, okay? You do need the code. Unless your order is over 150. If your order is over 150 or over, don't use the code. It's Z7T2S U2E. Okay. Uh-oh. I have to keep touching my thing here. I'm touching my iPad. That is what I mean to get the comments back. All right, see how cute it looks on the red too? I love it. Love, love, love it. I mean, it looks good on all colors, but it really looks good on dark or bright colors. And like I said, you can emboss with this ink as well, so you could go ahead and put your white embossing powder over the top of it if you want. All right, there we go. It is a pretty red. It's just our basic red. It's called Real Red. Now I can't, there we go. I couldn't get my stamp pad closed. All right, so I am going to go ahead and just heat set these real quick because I don't want to smear my snowflakes. So pardon the noise. I think that is probably good enough. And let me just clean off my stamp here so that I don't stick anything into that white ink that I don't want to be white. Alrighty, now we can build the tags. Let me punch this one. If I can get these on here straight. So at Christmas time, I'm one of those people that if things have been wrapped in gift bags and as presents are getting opened, you know, those gift bags, if they didn't get torn or damaged in any way, I'm saving them. I collect them all. Otherwise, everybody would just throw them right. You know, we always have a big garbage bag there that all the wrap gets put in. It's like, no way, give me those bags. I will reuse them. I just don't see the point of throwing something away that there's not one thing wrong with, especially gift bags. Even if you got them at Dollar Tree, there's most of those are all still beautiful bags. That's where I go buy mine. All right, so now I want to pop these guys up. But before I do that, I am going to bring in coupon code says, I don't know, 14 long. I don't know what that means, Nancy. So I'm using the Stampin' Chalk marker, and I probably should have done this before I attached it to the front, but it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to kind of scribble some white in here for a landing place for the snowman, because I don't want him just sort of floating there. So I'm just going to scribble some snow on here. I love the white chalk marker. All right, so there is our snowy ground. And I want some dimensionals. Oh yeah, it's much easier to not do it on your phone, Nancy. I don't know why that is, but the ordering process is much easier on an iPad or a computer than on a phone. Okay, and then I want just some little tiny pieces for the twig arms so that they don't get caught on something, you know, on the front of the present or whatever, and get bent off or torn off. This is going to be the most challenging part of the whole thing, these little tiny pieces of foam. Okay. I've lost what is the top and bottom of the, there we go. I know I can do it. It might be a challenge. I'll get it done. Sometimes fingernails help and sometimes they don't. I think this is like an in-between. Yay! Okay. Probably I should have just got my tweezers and that would have been helpful too. There we go. All right, let's get one snowman situated. Oh, I just love it. Oh, that's not the one I wanted on the red, because I did the hat band on the other one with some red. This one I left all black and white. Gotta be coordinating here. Come on. There we go. I got it. Okay. Do I have any questions I need? Oh, okay. There we go. So cute. Okay, now we need twine and ribbon. So I've just got some natural colored twine here from my stash. And you can use whatever you have. Okay, I have this thing about when I loop things through holes, it has to look a certain way. So I always go from the front to the back and bring the loop end to the front. That's just how I like it. Is that a little OCD? I don't know, maybe. And I also should have stamped the to and the from before I layered all that stuff together. But I think I can still do it. So I've already got that on a stamp, and then I'm adding some more ribbon and sequins still, so these still aren't done. To from. There we go. I like that they're spaced out and not right on top of each other. Okay, let's finish decorating these. So for the red one, I have this gorgeous, gorgeous mini ruched red ribbon. This is in the color Real Red, the same as the cardstock I used. And I love it, isn't it so cute? Okay, so don't need a very big piece here. And you can tie a bow and glue onto there if you want. I am just simply going to do a little knot bow here around the twine, because I fully expect these tags, they are going to go onto Christmas presents, and I don't expect people to do anything more than look to see whose name is on it and where it's going. And then it's just going to get ripped off and probably tossed. So there is that one. Cute. And then for this one, I've got the really cute black and white gingham. In the mini catalog, you will find this with the Halloween stuff. I'm not even going to cut it. I'm just going to leave it on the roll. And I should have done that with the red too. That way I don't waste quite as much. There we go. 2 tags ready to put on gifts. And let me bring in all the other colors that I did. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Nancy. All right, so there are those. Then I did this one with gray and let's see, yeah, Highland Heather. This one I did with Sahara Sand and Blushing Bride. Did I do Blushing Bride? No, I did Petal Pink, I think, there. And this one's Garden Green and Lime, Soft Seafoam. Garden Green. Oh, I forgot the sequence. I still need to do the sequence. And then this one is Crumb Cake and not Highland Heather, Balmy Blue. Let me get my sequins. So I am using the adhesive back snowflakes. And where's my grabber? Here it is. So there's 2 colors in here. And they're both iridescent. This one's got more white iridescent, and these are kind of more just iridescent, see-through. So I'm just going to pop a few around. And this one, I think I'll do these. Okay, now they are done. Forgot that part until I pulled the other ones out. So here I did different ribbons. There's that new pink with the unraveled edges. I love that one. This one comes with gingham and white, and there's 3 ribbons in the pack, and I think that's still available. And then the white with the glittery. This one I know is retired. This one is Highland Heather, but it matched the paper, so I pulled that out of my stash. Yeah, so there's a half dozen tags ready for gifts. All right, thanks so much for joining me, you guys. I appreciate you being here, and I hope you have a fabulous weekend. And I will see you again in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.